Welcome to the first episode of the Busy Dad Blueprint, Fact or False, where we debunk some of the waffle that pollutes your social media by charlatans who are just simply trying to grab your attention by spouting extreme claims that you're going to go, oh, that's not quite true, or really, let me give you some money. So let's debunk some of those, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about fat loss. So without wasting any more time on absurd nonsense, let's get stuck in with the first claim. Cardio burns more fat than weight training. That is, of course, a big fat false, although you may argue otherwise. So let's get stuck into it. Now, when you do cardio, what cardio does is it burns blood glucose. So it's burning the glucose that's circling around your bloodstream and it's using that for energy production. Now, yes, whilst you're exercising, you're going to be burning more calories whilst doing cardio than you will do whilst doing weight training. But notice I say calories. Now, once you finish doing your spout of cardio, whether that be on the cross trainer, the rower, or you're just simply going for a run, your calorie burning is going to cease as soon as you stop that particular exercise. Now, when you compare this to weight training, yes, the amount of blood glucose that you burn during your weight training session is going to be less than if you was doing cardio. But what it's going to do is help increase muscle density. The more muscle density, the more muscle size you have, the higher your metabolic rate, which means you burn more calories throughout the day. So if you want to increase the speed in which you're burning body fat, you want to be weight training because the more muscle you have, the more calories you're burning whilst you're not training, but also add in some cardio. Not only is it going to increase your cardiovascular fitness, but it's also going to increase the amount of calories you're burning that day, which is going to be more likely to put you into a calorie deficit and give you optimal results. However, it's not what the statement claims. It doesn't burn more body fat, it burns more calories, but a combination of the two is best. Number 2. Doing abdominal exercises like crunches will reduce your stomach fat. Now, this is probably the most common question I get asked on the gym floor as a trainer. Guys will come up, and women, but they'll come up to me and they'll wobble their belly just to exaggerate their point. What do I need to do to get rid of this? And they're wanting some abdominal exercises in the belief that training your core is going to tone your core. That is a big false. What training a particular part of your body does is it increases the muscle size, strength, and density of that particular area. So if you're going to start doing some crunches, you're going to start getting a slightly stronger core, although you're not going to be increasing the core's functional role because you're not meant to turn into a prime mover, but that's a whole nother question. So training a particular body part doesn't mean you're going to reduce body fat in that particular area. It just means you're going to increase the size, strength, and density of that muscle. The only way you're going to reduce your body fat is for achieving a calorie deficit, and that means you're eating less than what you burn every day, and where your body burns body fat is simply genetics, as is where you store body fat. We all store it slightly differently. We all burn it from slightly different places. That is genetics. But doing crunches is not going to decrease the amount of body fat you have around your midriff. Number 3, eating fat will make you fat. Now, this is going to take me back to my childhood and going through a supermarket with my mum as she perused the aisles and scanned every single item to make sure it had fat-free on the packet, because that was the belief at the time. If you ate fat, you got fat. Quite simply, false. You can't live without fat. In fact, you would die if you removed all fat out of your diet. So actually, that marketing ploy is rather dangerous. But I can see the point. So if we look at different food types, 1 gram of protein contains 4 calories. 1 gram of carbohydrates contains 4 calories. 1 gram of fat contains 9 calories. So the more fat you have in your diet, the more calories you're going to be consuming, which is less likely to put you into a calorie deficit. Less fat, less calories, less stored body fat. But that is an indicator of poor diet management. We can't live without fat, we have to have it in our diet. So instead of demonizing one particular area of our diet, understand why we eat food, and that is for nutrition, that is for health, so our body can operate as a machine and stop fixating on calories. What we need to do is have a balanced diet which contains everything that we require, but within a calorie target. That way, you're healthy, you're nutritious, and your body fat's coming down. Number 4, sleeping more will speed up your fat loss. Yes, that is true. You burn the majority of your body fat when you're asleep, like you repair the majority of your muscle tissue when you're asleep. So the less sleep you have, the less that process is simply going to be taking place. Now, a lack of sleep also creates hormonal changes in your body. Your cortisol levels are going to increase, and what that will do is pull stored body fat into your bloodstream, and then that typically gets stored in what's known as your alpha-2 fat receptors, located around your lower abdominals, your hips and your thighs. So if that is typically where you store your body fat, you may want to look at how much sleep you're getting. A lack of sleep is also going to start interfering with your testosterone levels. And if you're creeping towards 50, definitely after 50, or if you're in your 40s, your testosterone levels are going to start dropping by about 2 to 3% per year. You can mitigate against that, but a decrease in sleep is definitely not going to help you. So to answer the question, yes, the more you sleep, you will reduce more body fat. It doesn't mean you'll burn more body fat the more you sleep, but by having little sleep is definitely going to impede your results. Number 5, walking is the most effective form of exercise for fat loss. That is, again, true. And the only reason it's true is because walking is something that you can do a lot of every day. You couldn't go to the gym and start smashing gym for hours upon hours every single day. Whereas steps, you can. Walking, you can. You set yourself a step goal and you hit it every single day. 10,000 is a good random target to aim for, although you're not going to get any health benefits after 7,500, studies have shown, but what it is going to do is burn more calories and more likely to put you into a calorie deficit. So if you think an average gym workout will burn between 2,500 to 3,500 calories within an hour, whereas you can burn up to 1,000 calories with just increasing your everyday movement. So does walking for 30 minutes burn as many calories as running for 30 minutes? No, of course it doesn't. But walking more throughout the day is something that you can sustainably do. And the more you do it, the more you walk, the more calories you burn. And it's a very, very easy way to knock you into a calorie deficit to increase the quality of the results that you're getting. So there we have it, guys. Some fact or false, some true or false, some statements that get thrown around social media by charlatans trying to get your attention. Now, if there's anything that you want me to cover, any questions you're not too sure about, message them below and I promise you I will put them in my next video. And if you are a busy dad who wants to become fitter, leaner, stronger and burn up to 10 kilos of body fat in the next 90 days, click the link below and you can do that for just £16.25 a week. I promise you, you're not going to get knowledge like this anywhere else. So if you like it, don't forget to subscribe or hit me a follow.